Thank you so much for holding.
Adrian Hope served on the executive committee of the Federation of Métis Settlements and was elected president of the Métis Nation of Alberta in 1961. The stalwart men of Scotland, France and England too, adventure, fortune seeking in this land so new. The faint of heart never ventured, the weak ones did not go. The brave, the strong who entered, made this country grow. They married Indigenous women, the best ones they could find, and built for them log cabins, and to them they were kind. Their progeny, the Métis, or half-breed, if you will, had access to both cultures and a special job to fill. They had happy, carefree life of living on the land, and they had friends among the whites on every Indian band. Red River, Manitoba became their native home as hunters, traders, trappers throughout the West they'd roam. They started a new nation with equality for all, but Ottawa's oppression finally made it fall. Their lands and homes were taken, and they moved farther west. They built themselves new houses, a place where they could rest. But greedy politicians with big and grasping hands, sorry about that.
Never heard
That was directed at Colin, by the way.
And even speculators again grabbed for their lands. But Tosh said they would be the last. But Tosh, they said, would be the last. Here we will make a stand. Dumont again called Riel and educated man. At Fish Creek they battled with 56 Métis against the mighty Middleton and his 1,000-man army.
For 3 weeks there they held them, while mothers prayed for sons. From the rifle pits their fire pinned down the big Gatling guns, artillery guns. But then at last, with powder low, the Métis did concede. Their leader then was taken and hung for his misdeeds, in quotation. Patriot, a leader, Canadian true he was he, though all the world now recognizes by all men they are free. So if you are a Métis, my friend, hold your head high. They made this land the greatest, no matter what is said. So ends my ode to the Métis, the true sons of the West. From Indian and white man, they did their very best. There was no threat that could stop them, no task too hard or long. They faced the raging rapids with nothing but a song. The challenge now is different, but whatever it may be, we know that we will conquer. We are the great Métis. Yes, thank you. I said Gatling guns. You realize that was the first time the Gatling guns were used in Canada, and the Canadian government hired mercenaries from the U.S. to come with the Gatling guns. And the Batashi is low in the lowland. There's, risings on both sides, and the Gatling guns were on either side shooting, and Middleton's men were all around. So who do you think? Lots of injuries and deaths from those Gatling guns, because the range is quite good, and they were unfortunately shooting a lot of their own soldiers. And Louis Riel was told if he gave up, he would not be persecuted, and his people would not be persecuted. So he gave up. He was a very religious man, and he had never held the gun and never fired a shot. There was completely misunderstanding as what possession of land meant and who owned the land. The Métis had been on the land for hundreds of years with the First Nations, and with the purchase of land from Rupert's land from England, who had claimed it on their own before. We saw a lot of that in world politics, and we are still seeing it, and it's very unfortunate that people don't accept the views of what is right and wrong. A lot of people don't have the same views, as we know that today, but they did their best, and Louis Riel had been elected by the Parliament of the Métis, and out west, the white people also had voted him a member of Parliament for Ottawa, but he never got to go to Ottawa because Ontario had a bounty on his head. They saw him as a threat to religion and language in Lower Canada, because Lower Canada would then be Upper Canada. The threat was in Upper Canada, where the Ontario is now. Quebec was at that time called Lower Canada, and they had their rights of religion and language, and the British were wise to give them that when they did conquer Canada at the Plains of Abraham. So there was a lot of prejudice in there, and I'm sure you must know a lot more history, and if you're interested in more, we have quite a few people who can help out with that. I would be glad to answer questions afterwards. Miigwech merci. Thank you, Marcy.
Thank you.